I'm thankful to have you being here with me this Thursday, where we are just in a wait-and-see pattern, aren't we? Forecast numbers and data have bounced around today like they were playing or part of a pinball game. Estimated snow numbers going down to near nothing and then ramping back up by the latter afternoon hours as we're hovering right now. And we're just a little more over 34 degrees. We're seeing temperatures slowly decline from where they hit at about 35, 36 earlier today, I think, at their peak. And with that, we have precipitation on the way right now. Snowfall estimates similar to where they were last night, but that's not been the case over the course of the afternoon. So more in your weather forecast and current conditions and what we expect to see in just a few moments. Headlines, though, is where we'll begin. Otherwise, as of right now, I now have the identity of the woman who was killed in a structure fire in Floyd County and another fatality in Floyd County related to a heat source. First off, in David, 63-year-old Diana Price was found dead inside her home. The Kentucky State Police now investigating. They were called by Prestonsburg authorities just around 9 o'clock or so on the morning of Sunday over the course of the weekend. Price's body has been sent to the state medical examiner's office for an autopsy. The cause of the fire and the death are still under investigation, but authorities still saying that foul play is not believed to be a part of it. And carbon monoxide is believed to be a factor in the death of a Floyd County person. Kentucky State Police investigating after an exposure of carbon monoxide in Langley. 44-year-old Kara Hanks of Melbourne was found dead. Her body was sent to the state medical examiner's office as well. Again, no foul play expected, but believed to be carbon monoxide poisoning or exposure as the cause. So here's a little one for you. And I received a call via the text of the rescue squad and heard the call and didn't realize what it was until after. Not there was much to see or do, but it's an interesting report nonetheless. Earlier today, Gulf County 911 received an automated response, a call from a cell phone indicating that it or the vehicle it was in had been involved in a crash on Route 40. This was an automated call, something similar to OnStar. McGoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Eugene Salyer responded. What he found was an iPhone lying in the middle of Route 40 near the Holiness House of Prayer, if you will. It appears as though the phone was either tossed out a window, perhaps more than likely, as I have done on more than one occasion in my life, left on top of a vehicle and then fell onto the roadway. The impact engaging an app which was on that phone, telling it to call 911 because it was believed that it had been involved in an accident. Nothing more than a busted phone, I think, which was still operable possibly. If you are now hearing this or just now realized you have lost your phone in that area earlier today, the Sheriff's Department might be a good place to look. Just a little FYI there for you. So, two different budget proposals, starkly different. The Kentucky House GOP released their plan earlier in the week. Two-year budget, over $124 billion. The governor today calling it starkly different from his.
What you will see is it adds more red tape to the operation of state government than we have ever seen, requiring so many reports it would grind the executive branch to a halt. It includes major and massive limitations on responding to natural disasters with limits we've never seen before in state law that could require special sessions in the midst of natural disasters. So I guess 137 people trying to manage the immediate relief efforts. It includes severe limitations on additional money to house prisoners, which up until recent years we've always had more prisoners than budgeted in our penal systems. This would require us to house them with no money for them. There are fewer public safety investments, significantly less dollars going to our public schools, and a lot of other big concerns, including a massive cut to state government personnel across the board with absolutely no study on what these positions are. This is just taking a hatchet and hacking at the executive branch without even looking. It's like putting on a blindfold and trying to cut something up. It's going to halt significant progress. And let me give you a few examples of exactly what it does. And I will tell you, I doubt that the drafters of this budget even know what we're going to be talking about and what we're going to be able to show, because they never asked. This was a complete and total surprise. The Department of Corrections loses over $16 million of necessary personnel costs at a time we're trying to hire extra corrections officers. So we went to the legislature and we said, we don't have enough corrections officers. We need to move the pay to $50,000. They said, you're right. We can't hire enough people unless you raise them. So we got that legislation passed. We started hiring corrections officers, and then they came in and whacked all the positions that we now have the money to actually fill that we previously haven't been able to fill. Community-based services are our social workers. We've worked really hard to get raises for social workers, and over time, while it's not happening as fast as we'd like, we're getting more and more social workers. $17 million. Most of this is DCBS, the people who help our kids that are subjected to abuse and neglect. This will be fewer people helping those. Department of Juvenile Justice, $14 million of positions that have been eliminated, not funded. This includes the detention staff. Remember, the legislature and rightfully has said we have to have safer juvenile justice detention centers. We're going to get to the fact they didn't fund the necessary safety renovations we needed in a minute, or the new constructions. But basically, we just got the pay increased. When I came in, it was less than $30,000. It's about $50,000 now, which means we're getting more and more applications. Yet at the time we finally have the ability to fill those positions and create a safe environment, 95% of those vacancies are gone without the funding to ultimately hire the folks. And the Veterans Center facilities. One of the hardest things in hiring has been to get nurses for a veterans home. We increased those salaries. We're doing better. $18 million cut. A whole lot of these positions are the necessary nursing staff to take care of our veterans, who we open up our state veterans nursing centers to.
Beshear also claiming that the GOP budget proposal would paralyze government with red tape unlike anything the state has ever seen, by mostly requiring new quarterly reports for each and every action of the executive branch. He also went on for several minutes, citing several other differences. While, of course, this will be, I'm sure, the main topic of discussion, we'll call it, next session. It's back to local news in just a second.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small-town values.
And Mom and Dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars.
I believe in always finding a way to do what you love.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
Join us for the grand opening of the Johnson County Community Health Center on Thursday, January 25th, with an open house from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Enjoy free refreshments and register to win a prize by taking a tour of our new facility, including a big screen smart TV, Fitbit, and gift card. We are proud to offer family medicine, behavioral health, and an in-house laboratory. Patient appointments are available beginning January 29th. Call now. Big Sandy Healthcare. Quality care close to home.
Someone dies in the U.S. every 7 minutes from an overdose, and over half of the population gets or takes pills from a friend or relative. And about 46 million and counting are exposed to narcotics in their drinking water. So don't toss them, flush them, or leave them lying around. Safely dispose of your unneeded meds anytime at Parkway Pharmacy,
where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
The District 3 Fire Department responded to the following structure fire yesterday. No injuries reported and no one at the structure upon the time of the blaze or arrival of the fire department. It's uncertain at this hour as to whether or not there was still electrical service at the residence. It is confirmed, however, that there was still a gas connection, and that was one topic of concern. The District 3 Fire Department responding to Salt Lick yesterday afternoon. This is pretty much how they found what appears to be a single-wide mobile home on the ground upon their arrival. In speaking with residents nearby and bystanders, the home or structure was not believed to have been occupied at this time, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation by District 3. A recall to pass along to you real quickly. Almost 600,000 beds sold at the likes of Walmart and Wayfair, Overstock.com, 3 popular retailers, sold for a number of years, all the way up through just a couple of months ago. Involved in a recall, over 125 reports of them breaking and several injuries, so we wanted to pass this along to you tonight. Actually, right at 600,000 when you count those in the United States and the 56,000 in Canada. Home Design is the company who manufactured these beds, or their name is on it as the manufacturer. Upholstered, low-profile, and standard platform beds in a multitude of different designs due to fall and injury dangers. This is actually a popular bed. Again, 530,000 almost sold here in the United States between July of 18 and this past November, anywhere from $100 to $300. And they've had at least 3 dozen injuries reported, and about 128 reports of these beds breaking, collapsing, or sagging when being used, leading to potential injuries. You can get a free repair kit. You can find out more. As always, anytime we have a recall on here, it's best to go to the Consumer Product Safety Commission's website to find out all the details and contact information, and that is as simple as cpsc.gov. Up next tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. 2 quick reminders. The Water into Wine Food Pantry, of course, just pretty much had to close down all week due to the weather conditions. We've got more on the way tonight, here in a few hours, actually. Nevertheless, they plan on being opened back up for business Monday of the 22nd, and then we should have a new calendar for commodity distribution, as they had to cancel both their regular and senior commodity days this week. The McGoffin County Senior Citizen Center has postponed their commodity day, which was today, for next Thursday. I can never stress enough how much they need some help and volunteers to come down and help them do that every month. So if you can, next Thursday, be sure and stop in and give them a call, and you can find out more about what time you need to be there and what you can do. It's a great thing to do. Call me when you have an announcement, and I will be glad to pass it along to everyone. Birthdays, of course, and anniversaries are included as well. As we turn to obituaries tonight, brought to you every evening by the McGoffin County Funeral Home, first a reminder that services for Mr. Billy Joe Reed, 69 of Paintsville, formerly of Sagersville, will be held this Saturday at 1. He survived by his companion June Carr, son Timmy Reed, sister Linda Bussey. As well, he is preceded in death by son Michael and brothers Paul and Jim and sister Phyllis Reed. Again, services start Saturday at 1 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home, and friends can call on the funeral home tomorrow evening from 6 until 9 for visitation. Stelson Stevens, 69 of Winchester, formerly of McGoffin, passed away yesterday at the Fountain Circle Care and Rehab Center in Winchester. Arrangements incomplete at this hour, but to be announced by the McGoffin County Funeral Home soon. And lastly, tonight from Jones and Preston, 84-year-old Pauline Webb Adams of Staffordsville, who passed away on the 14th at her home, will be laid to rest following services that start this coming Tuesday at 1 at Jones and Preston. She survived by a son, 2 daughters, daughter-in-law, 12 grandkids, 19 great-grandchildren. In lieu of flowers, memorial donations are requested to the Little Paint United Baptist Church. Sagersville National Bank hopes to help you start the new year with financial freedom and peace of mind. From new services like Apple and Google Pay with your debit card to their more than century of being dedicated to being your personal or business banking institution, they're here for you with digital, phone, or in-person banking at both locations. Cooked cabbage is back at your Sagersville Lee's, and so is the low-carb plate. I mean, yes, you can call it a low-carb plate because it is. There's barely any carbs in it, but it's also one of the tastiest meals we've got. And the healthiest, low-carb or not, with juicy roast strips, our famous green beans, and yes, that tasty cooked cabbage. A taste and flavor all its own, and only at your Sagersville Lee's.
Appalachian Wireless is not slowing down in the new year. In fact, this deal went so well, it's still going on. An iPhone 13 128 gig for a penny with a 2-year contract on the Mix and Match or Unlimited plan, new or renewed line. This is literally while supplies last. 1 penny for an iPhone 13 128 gig. Terms and conditions do apply. See Appalachian Wireless for complete details. A new year, a new you, and a new device. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
You've seen the forecast, right? You know what season it is, so it is time to get ready. With New Year deals that are worth up to $200 off a new set of tires, and get your car running like new with only a $35 state-of-the-art computer diagnosis, and save all the payments for later with 6 months same as cash at Conley Tire and ConleyTire.net.
An incredible group of furry friends is heading to the Mountain Arts Center. The Canine Stars Stunt Dog Show brings together world-class trainers and their adopted dogs. They've amazed audiences on shows such as America's Got Talent, Nickelodeon Unleashed, and American Ninja Warrior. These remarkable rescue dogs have transformed from shelter pets to rock stars. Join us on Saturday, February 3rd at 3 p.m. at the Mountain Arts Center in Prestonsburg, Kentucky for the Canine Stars Stunt Dog Show. We'll see you there.
Now let's answer the question, will it or won't it snow? I believe it will. That's a fair answer. Most of certainty. How much? Well, that won't be known until I think this one is over with. Before we talk about that, here's a little food for thought for you. Way back in 1996, I say that sarcastically because for me that doesn't feel all that long ago. Neither does it for a lot of you. Record warmth, very firmly established across eastern Kentucky. The Jackson National Weather Service on this very day had a record high of 71 degrees. 71 degrees this day, not so long ago. Again, just a little perspective there, right? Okay, here's what we're looking at now. We are still talking about very similar circumstances, but numbers have literally changed. They've gone back and forth. Here's where they've landed right now. So here's going to be your last call on this. Best chances for accumulating snow are expected along and north of the Cumberland Parkway, Hal Rogers, and Route 80. Everyone else to the south, a wintry mix, probably starting off with a little rain and then mixing, and then as the cold air makes its way in, changing over to snow. And as you saw, snow amounts there were 2 to 4. We'll elaborate in more detail on that in just a few seconds. As for timing issues, that shade of purple is about the 8 o'clock window, according to the National Weather Service, and that's going somewhat along with local Doppler radar, which is where we're going now. Temperatures right now outside the newsroom, 34.3 degrees to be exact. I literally went out at about 5 till 6 and stuck my tongue out, and nothing was falling on it. Nothing on my head either. No moisture, no snow, no nothing. But that's about to change, and you can see the greens are what we're looking at first until those temperatures continue to fall just a bit. As for what we will expect to see when it does, well, we expect to see 1 to 3 inches of what the white stuff possible tonight. And again, I'm not going to be surprised if it's the very least of that, the very most of that, or maybe even more than the 3 inches. I won't be surprised, just not expecting it. 28 degrees is where we're going to fall to tonight. So again, the snow will not be like it was the other night. It will be heavier, it will be wetter, and 1 to 3 inches of it tonight with winds out of the south at only about 6 miles per hour. We have for your Friday snow before 7 and then some lingering snow showers scattered thereafter. So temperatures tomorrow are going to climb from that 28 tonight to about 30 by 10 o'clock in the morning, and then they're going to do a 180 and fall back to around 25 during the remainder of the day. Winds will be much more noticeable tomorrow, up to 22 miles per hour at times, but new snow accumulation for tomorrow right now estimated at less than an inch. So again, 1 to 4 inches right now is the window in totality between now and tomorrow. Tomorrow only hitting, well, again, hitting 30 just for a few seconds in the morning, but then staying at 25 after it reaches that just a few hours later. Nighttime lows tomorrow night back down to 11 degrees for your Friday night. Wind chill values tomorrow night right around 3 degrees. And your Saturday, as we've been expecting for some time, is going to be another brutally bone-chilling cold day in the neighborhood. 19 degrees right now. It's where we're standing to be on your Saturday. Nighttime lows at 7. We were at 4 this time last evening. We'll take it. 3 degrees is 3 degrees. And only a 10% chance of some snow up through, like, say, 7 o'clock Saturday morning. So nothing to add to the snow, but the cold. Very much here. Wind chill factors Saturday in the minuses. That's right, -2 expected. And that's hoping that winds die down late tomorrow night, at least to some degree when we get closer to 7. Sunday, we start our climb out of this hole, and we will hit 27 degrees. It will be sunny. It will be calm. It will be clear. No winds, no snow, no rain. Yeah, what about that? But some sunshine. 27 degrees, so that'll go a long way to help melt off any snow on our roadways that's still there. And then that takes us into next week, where we're going to leave this open and talk more about it next week because there's some cause for a little bit of concern here. Temperatures wonderfully. Look at that. 45 Monday, hitting 60 by Thursday. There's some snow early next week, but very little. A little snow and mix on your Tuesday as we're well above the freezing mark. 45, 28 Monday, 49, 40 for your Tuesday. But it's Wednesday and Thursday we've got our eye on, and right now these could be rainmakers, and that could add up to a couple of inches of rainfall over the course of 48 hours, or give or take a little more or a little less. A couple of inches of rainfall on top of a big melt. It's going to happen pretty quickly after 9 inches of snow earlier, and then maybe another 1 to 4 tonight and tomorrow. Yep, could add some water problems, certainly make a mess of things. But we'll talk more about that Monday, and for now and tomorrow, we'll just focus on the snow and the cold. And that'll wrap it up for tonight. I'll wrap up this week when I see you back here next time. Enjoy your evening. Keep your eye on the weather, and if you have to get out tomorrow and go to work or to or fro, regardless of how much snow we see, whether it's a little or a significant accumulation tonight, roads will be dicey in the morning, but we should be kind of prepared for that by now. With that said, good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.